Wow. What a day of some National Football League games. Not even a day, just the last couple of days. This entire weekend was just phenomenal, ending with Cody Parkey double doink missed field goal to end the Chicago Bears season. As we sit here and try to make sense of exactly what happened this weekend with the NFC and the AFC, we're going to start the segment off with the latest game. We just finished watching it. I mean, our NFL examiner, Lineker, he just informed me that he was watching it via telephone as he was driving over here to...
I almost crashed the car.
as he was driving over here to start this segment. But I guess I'll start here. Wow. We both picked the Bears.
We sure did.
We both picked the Bears. To me, in this game, Mitchell Trubisky looked okay. He was willing to take a lot of shots, but that offense today failed them on this afternoon. I mean, Lineker, get in. You
listen. What
do you think about this game?
I know what happened. The ghost of Jay Cutler's past came into this field and blew on the football right as it was about to go in between the crossbars. The offense absolutely led the best defense in football in a long time. Like this was Khalil Mack changed the culture by coming to Chi-Town, and they left it all out there. Did the offense leave it all out there? I don't know. I did have some takes to make about the Eagles offense. Foles throwing it to Tate for 5 receptions, 56 yards and a touchdown. The most crucial play of the game. The touchdown in the fourth quarter. I did say Tate was going to be a key player. I'm at a loss for words.
I mean, to start the game off, Nick Foles, he started the game off with 2 first-half interceptions. I thought he was a little shaky to start it off, but he ended the game with 266 yards and didn't throw a single pick in the second half. I thought Nick Foles played solid. Golden Tate, I mean, I can't be mad about his level of production. 5 catches, but dude, that game-winning touchdown. Like, let's just say this: they were pumping Alshon Jeffrey into that offense so much today, and I'm not even sure like he was ready to make that big catch. I don't know if you saw it, but the play before that, they threw it to Alshon on the side, and I don't know. He just didn't seem like he was willing to fight for it. He just seemed like he was, trying, but the ball was in the vicinity. So
the irony of it all is that this Alshon is not the same Alshon that was on the Bears. It's not the same. It's not the same guy that will go up, throw it, and he'll go up and go get it. The Alshon on the Bears was way more athletic than this one. He's almost, I can't even call him a number 1 wideout right now. He's like a really good decoy, or maybe a number 2 at best. But
man, I'm not even sure how the Eagles pulled this one out. I'll give you guys a couple stats to look at in this game. Philadelphia rushed the ball 23 times. They ended this game with 42 yards on the ground, averaging 1.8 yards per
21
carry.
for Sproles, 23
21 yards. Yep, 21 for Sproles on 13 carries. You got Smallwood with 8 carries with 20 yards. Absolutely pathetic on the ground. And this is, I mean, games like this is why I do like the Game 7 series format in like the NBA. Because games like this, I'm just like, why in the world does the Chicago Bears season has to end off of a missed field goal from Cody Parkey, who, mind you, he has been bad all season. He's been bad all season. I think he was probably like the 3rd worst kicker, according to how many misses they had this year. So I mean, that's fair to say, but the Chicago Bears, to me, did enough to win this particular game. They definitely didn't play Bears football, but they did enough.
You know, the crazy takeaway, the crazy part of this game was that, do you think Trubisky had a bad game? Because all I saw was a quarterback making plays. He got 26 completions on about 40 attempts, 300 passing yards, and a touchdown. And you mean to tell me he lost to the guy that just threw 2 picks? two first half
Mitchell
picks.
Trubisky was only sacked twice in this game.
Allen Robinson went for 143 yards. 14 yards per catch. A touchdown. How did they lose this game? even their rushing was pretty bad. You know, Jordan Howard has done better, 35 rushing yards. But either way, I don't feel like the better team won the game. The Eagles made plays, and the kickers just missed a field goal. You know, just like in Dallas, it was down to the kickers to make the difference.
Yeah, this one I guess truly comes down to the kickers. I mean, I would say the kickers. I mean, obviously he misses the game-winning field goal, but on the flip side, I mean, I know Mitchell Trubisky played well, and I know that the Bears, to me, they did everything that they could to win the game. But I'll give you, to me, the secret stat of the night: the Eagles were 6 for 13 on third down conversions. The Bears were 5 for 16. So to me, the Eagles played better football when the game mattered. And that Golden Tate catch, I believe, came on third down.
Third down.
I think it came on third. I mean, third or fourth. To me, either or. Fourth down, they were 1 for 1.
No.
They were 1 for 1 in the game, so it doesn't matter.
It was fourth down.
And all right, then that was the 1 for 1.
Game on the line.
Game on the line. To me, the Eagles just did exactly what it took to win this one. No questions asked. Chicago, to me, they played the status quo. And you know your kicker lets you down.
To be honest, basically experience won this game. Nick Foles has been here before.
Yep, that's very
he is a veteran QB who's been around the league. You know, didn't really work out for him in Philly. This is the second chance, and every time they called his number, he has delivered, and he delivered again tonight. And to be honest, he might deliver again next week.
Yeah, slow down with that. We'll come back with the next video with the. The Eagles will be moving on to play. They'll be moving on to play the Saints. Yeah, the Saints in New Orleans. Definitely going to be a good one. But before we get to that, you guys can check that video out another time. We'll have that video for you sometime this week. But before we get to that, I want to ask you, Lineker.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Foles has now won a playoff game. He's now has it seems like he's a starting quarterback.
Or he should be. I think Nick Foles has done enough.
So what happens with Carson Wentz?
I'm always against trading a star QB because Carson Wentz is a great quarterback, and I do believe when he's 100% healthy, he's better than Foles. Foles is just the completions, man. He's the king of completions. He has the most completions as a QB for the last 3 weeks, I believe. You gotta move on from Carson Wentz. You either trade him or just have him rot as a really skilled backup. No, you don't. You can get value for him. Get another wide receiver. Get a real running back. You know.
Yeah, I like their desire to try to attempt to have two quarterbacks. Run their scheme at the same time, but. It comes to a point where, like, we have a guy, and it's Nick Foles. He might be older. He might not be the guy we wanted it to be, but you got to make a decision because Carson Wentz is literally sitting there. I don't know. You got to get value for that player.
You do.
It's a great talent. But tune in next time. We'll have a nice update for you guys. As the Eagles will play the Saints. We'll have a pregame for that. Check out the next video. Thank you.